I think that a lot of people think that becoming conscious is something that's going to give you less problems or that's going to be very liberating. But actually, it's very much the opposite. It actually feels like a prison the more conscious you are. Also, you're more likely to be have become conscious because of the problems that you have encountered in your life. So, and then when you become the more aware you are, the more hard and difficult reality is. Even the most people that get some sort of diagnosis, it's because their consciousness level, because they have heightened consciousness. Now there is a difference, like there is a difference between people who get a diagnosis and people who are actually mentally ill. Like, if you would analyze all the people in the world, and if you would check everyone for whatever all the mental illnesses and disorders that exists, you would realize that there are a lot of people with mental illnesses that are undiagnosed and who probably will never get diagnosed because they received acceptance and they received respect, and we can also add love in their life for who they are, how they act, how they behave, what they perceive, how they see reality, etc. Most people that actually do get a diagnosis, most people that get a problem in their life because of their level of consciousness, it has to do with that they were not accepted, or that they were not respected, or that they didn't get the love or the support they needed. So it became a problem. Also, it can be that the way that the person shows up in daily life is hard for other people to deal with. That's also why most people with heightened consciousness gets some sort of diagnosis of some sort of mental illness. And I think it's quite crazy that the more conscious you are, the more likely, like, that is, most diagnoses are in some way indicating heightened consciousness. So the status quo right now is that normal is when you don't have heightened consciousness and you don't see what is actual close to reality. While when you see what is actually more accurate as reality, that's when you get a diagnosis. Very strange. I think it's unfair, and of course, I know a lot of people with diagnosis that thinks it's really nice to have a diagnosis and to be able to identify their problem. I just don't see it as an actual problem, since that person is more aware, if that's the case. There are plenty of people today roaming around and acting really bad, and that are never going to get a diagnosis because their environment supports them. Yep.